Aaron, that sixth inning, understanding Bowers is trying to make a play, but with two runners on, is that a ball that should be staying in front of him?
I mean, it looked like he had a chance at it, so I can't fault him for that. Just one of those innings. Can't fault Jake for especially if you think he got a beat on it. I haven't looked at the replay of it, but didn't seem like it was one of those that he didn't have a chance on.
Late in the game, Ian Hamilton has now allowed multiple hits in each of his last three outings. Just what are you seeing from him right now?
Yeah, just left that his little change slider, just in the nitro zone there. It's just some execution stuff's good. I think it's coming out the way it should. Just, got it in two spots. Rutschman gets him for the double there, and a similar pitch with that just staying kind of down, middle, down, in, and O'Hearn put a good swing on it. So just that last bit of execution.
And how did King's stuff look to you tonight?
I thought actually good. I thought he had some power to his four seam. Again, Westberg got him right out of the chute, ambushed him, and that's gotten Kinger a couple times. That first pitch coming in, but I thought stuff-wise he looked okay.
Brendan,
just how scary of a scene was it watching Pete?
Yeah, very. Definitely praying for him, and it was good to see him. Obviously, coherent and obviously raising his hand, going off. But I saw it pretty well right away, and it was very scary. And I didn't see how he fell back, but I knew what could have been possible falling back on top of the impact from, the velocity of the ball hitting him. So it was, and then seeing him initially move, not obviously, a difficult scene there, and just hoping he's okay.
Gary,
what did you think of Vasquez tonight?
Good. He had some traffic there, and they made some decent contact, but we worked around it. I think first three innings, probably had a couple base runners each time, whether it was a walk or getting on, and he made a pitch when he had to. Didn't really break. I thought just was really locked in and focused on making his pitches. I thought he even got a little bit better as we went there. But I thought, 5 innings, no runs, again, coming up and giving us everything we could have hoped for. I thought really solid overall.
He's pitched well now a couple of times in spot starts. This time he skipped a turn in the minors. Just what does that say about him and his preparedness as a 24-year-old?
Yeah, it's been him and Johnny both coming up and not being phased and really attacking the game plan. You see their quality stuff, and when they execute pitches, they're very capable. And but what I like tonight is on a night he doesn't give up any runs. By no means was it perfect, but he wasn't phased by any traffic. Just continue to execute my pitches, and he's got the stuff when he does to have outings like that.
Dan, to the right.
Aaron, was there any thought to keep him out for the sixth or no?
We talked about it a little bit, and then especially with the length of the inning with the injury stop, no. But a little bit of talk at first, but I just felt like, even though he was in pretty good shape pitch-wise, we're getting to that 3 out of 4, lefty lane there, and he got us to where, we felt really good in the game. So I just felt like it was the right thing to do in that spot at that time.
Randy.
Rizzo hit one, I think, pretty good tonight, but I think he has 141 plate appearances without a homer during a time when Judge is out. Are you seeing something? He's a guy that normally takes advantage of this right field porch here and is not hitting anything out.
Yeah, well, I think he had that stretch of a couple weeks, kind of around when he went down with the neck injury where he missed a few games. There was that couple weeks right after that where, I think he was definitely a little bit off. I think of late, he's been all right. He hasn't obviously hit the ball out of the ballpark, and that's that's obviously a part of his game. So I do feel like over the last week or 10 days, he started to gain a little bit of traction just with getting on base again, getting his hits, getting better swings off, controlling the zone a little bit better. And I thought going into today, like just seeing him in BP and stuff, I thought he kind of looked like I felt like he was going to do something in this one. He kind of expanded a couple times in his at-bats. I thought he got a good swing off his first at-bat, but Kremer executed the pitch, so he probably couldn't quite get to it how he wanted to, but I thought it was the right swing. We got to get him there. Obviously, he's a huge presence in our lineup, and while I do feel like he's built a little bit of momentum, we got to get him, to that wrecking ball he can be in the middle.
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
As we listen to Aaron Boone, there one thing jumped out at you, the breakdown of Michael King and the O's approach to him tonight.
Right, Aaron Boone referenced how Jordan Westberg ambushed King on his first pitch, and if you look at the numbers coming into tonight, when batters swing at the first pitch against King and have a result, hitting .381 with a .762 slugging percentage. So you talk about the game within the game. This was Westberg's 8th Major League game. His book, so to speak, on Michael King is what the Orioles hitting coaches are telling him. These teams know each other well in terms of scouting. King is a guy with nasty stuff who's going to dominate the zone. He's going to throw a lot of strikes. So, of course, as a pitcher, you want to get ahead. You want to be 0-1, not 1-0. But I think in that circumstance, Westberg went up with a I'm swinging at the first pitch mentality. We talked about how it could have ended up being an out. The ball was struck well. Bowers looked like he might have lost it in the lights, but that's the turning point of the game right there, because King's on the mound and you have the lead. No matter what the circumstance is, you still feel good when you're the Yankees, and that feeling turned sour after one pitch.